Good afternoon and welcome to the channel and the vlog today. And it's a wonderful day, and as you can see, all the snow is melting, and it really truly does not last very long in New Jersey. It's about 42 degrees, which is way too warm for snow. So today I've got to fix the problem with the Type R Integra. There's something wrong with the idle, which has to do with the vacuum leak. Not 100% sure yet, but I got to fix that. Get a new battery ground cable from the parts store, and once I do that, I'm going to replace all the ground wires on the DC5, as that's typically a good thing to put 8 to 10 gauge wire in multiple spots to ground out the engine. I have some mods coming for the DC5 this week, so GT Haas have contacted me. It looks like January 2nd is the date to go to Chicago, meet up with Family Cruising and Chicago Scat Pack on Instagram, have some fun, make some videos out there for you guys, as well as get the exhaust done on the Beast. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to go to Chicago and get the GT Haas exhaust on. It's going to really add some character to the SRT Durango. So speaking of the Durango, I have a new addition to the Beast. In this box is the newest addition to the Durango, and now is about time considering the weather. I have SRT Mopar floor mats to prevent all the salt and water melting off of the snow going into the carpet. So I'm going to replace the floor mats on the Durango with these. Then I got to go to the parts store to get some things for the Integra. So many modifications and not enough time. The Durango needs an unlocked PCM, an exhaust, an intake, a supercharger. The Integra needs a Honda K-Pro, a race header, an exhaust, suspension upgrades, maintenance work, some tires, some new wheels. I am taking the Hellcat to HHP to see Josh to get the pulley in tune and the crank pinned most likely in March. So that is coming. Be sure to share the channel. 3 vehicles, all kinds of modifications, team driveway demons, all kinds of stuff coming, and a new car coming in the spring or the summer. So keep sharing the channel. I have a wealth of knowledge I want to share, events, meets, races, mods, all kinds of content. But it's time to check out what's going on with the Integra and go to the parts store and get the things that I need and get these weather mats put in the Durango. So the floor mats that say SRT on them that come from the factory are beautiful, but they're not good for the winters. They're going to suck up all the salt water from the snow. Check this out. These are the factory ones. You can see they're kind of getting dirty. So it's time to put in the weather textile floor mats from Mopar, and it's going to help prevent any leak from the snow going through the frame and into the carpet, which we do not want. New floor mat installed. The only thing I don't like is it covers the dead pedal, which takes the performance look away, but it's at least going to protect the carpet from snow and salt and all that kind of stuff, which is a really good thing. I just wish it didn't cover the dead pedal, that's all. So I finally got the winter floor mats installed, and you can see right here on the side, it comes up just enough so that if water gets in here, it'll trap it so that it doesn't get soaked into the carpet. Winter floor mats installed in the back. Same thing, gonna prevent the water from getting trapped all over and rotting out the floorboard or messing up the carpet. Really nice addition for the winter time, as I want to keep the Durango in top condition. So it's getting dark out, but fortunately I was able to get everything off the Integra to try to fix it. I'm going to replace the negative battery terminal and clean out the idle control valve on the bottom of the throttle body. If that doesn't fix it, I'm going to have to pull the entire throttle body and replace the valve. But of course, I'm going to do another cold start. I love firing this thing up. I'm about to head to the parts store to get the things I need for the Integra to get the idle fixed, and once I do that, then I'll be able to focus on more fun things for the Type R. So getting into the Durango, getting ready to head over to the parts store, I noticed the airbag service light has come back on. I do not know what's going on with the Durango. Take a look. You can see it right there in the upper left corner by the top of the speedometer. I have no idea what's going on, but it looks like I've got to take this back in for service. I have no idea. It's even there on the dashboard. It says malfunction for the airbag. This is just not acceptable, so I'm gonna have to take this back to Dodge and figure out what is going on with the Durango and the airbag restraint system. I have no idea, but this is like the second time I've had an issue even after getting it fixed. They really have to start figuring out what this issue is and correcting it, as it's a very expensive vehicle, and to have these kinds of issues really just plain out sucks. So I got some things I needed to fix the idle on the Integra, as well as some carb cleaner. I'm gonna try to clean out the idle control valve. If that doesn't work and the idle doesn't come come back down to normal. It means the idle control valve is pretty much toast. Gonna have to pick up some things at the local Acura dealership tomorrow anyway, like a negative battery terminal. Gonna have to get a few vacuum lines and some miscellaneous things just to get everything, you know, ship-shaped and 100% ready to go. Now, with the cold air intake that I've added, there's a lot more airflow going through the throttle body, and it's colder. Now, with that being said, there could be just enough gunk where there was no issue with the factory air box, but with increased airflow and colder air, it's just enough to tip it over the scale and cause an issue. So I'm gonna clean it out, see if that fixes it. If not, I'm gonna replace all the vacuum lines, the negative battery terminal, as well as the actual idle control air valve gasket and throttle body gasket, and clean everything out, replace everything, and that should fix it. Just want to get this resolved so I can get on to the fun modifications, but I'm going to head home and try to get this done. So I ended up pulling the throttle body completely off the intake manifold so I could figure out what is going on with the idle control valve. You can see here I had to pull off the vacuum lines, the throttle cable, and the cooler lines off of the idle control valve. Coolant actually goes through the idle control valve, which keeps it warm and prevents it from sticking in cold weather. Now, I'm going to show you what an idle control valve looks like. So you can see my finger right here through the throttle body, and that's before the butterfly plate. So even when it's closed, the idle control valve can allow air to go through here and regulate it, which in turn lets it go into this port, which is right here, into the intake manifold. So when the butterfly plate is closed and you're not touching the gas, the idle control valve is allowing certain amounts of air to go through. This way the idle is smooth. And that is this little piece right over here. And you can see inside, there's the coolant line, and you can see that little shaft right there that spins, which is right in here, and that actually rotates to allow air to go from one side to the other to bypass the throttle plate and to go into the intake manifold to regulate idle. Now it sounds really confusing. Now when the engine idle was bouncing around, I went ahead and unplugged the idle control valve, and the idle surged really low and almost stalled. That means the idle control valve is working to some degree, but when it's plugged in, the idle's bouncing. What that means is, I think when you unplug the idle control valve, it locks closed, there's no oxygen, so it sputters. When I plug it back in and the idle's going crazy, it's because it's wide open. So there's gunk or something in there that's preventing the valve from turning, or the sensor itself is locked into position, so when I unplug it, it locks closed. When you plug it back in, it goes wide open. So it's either a faulty sensor or a dirty sensor. I'm not playing games with it. I'm going to replace the sensor. I'm going to replace the throttle body gasket as well, and replace all the hoses tomorrow or the next day. Most likely tomorrow if they have it in stock. This way I know it's good and I know everything is clean and brand new and working the way it should. Now I'm hoping my local Acura dealer has these parts in stock. If they don't, it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday, but once this is completed, I got a lot of goodies coming for it. Got the weather mats installed in the Durango today. I went for a drive to get the things I needed to try to solve this problem with the Integra. It didn't happen, but tomorrow and Tuesday, I'm definitely going to be working on this. Got lots of things coming for the Integra, the Hellcat, and the Durango. And speaking of the Durango, while I was working on the Integra about an hour ago, GT Haas called me. It's all set up for January 15th to bring the Durango in to get the GT Haas exhaust. So Paul at Family Cruise, and I'm calling you out January 15th to the 19th. We're going to have some fun, so be ready. Don't forget, guys, check out drivewaydemons.com to get your hoodies and to support the channel. Windshield banners will be coming soon, so make sure to check out drivewaydemons.com. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment below what you guys think. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for supporting my channel and watching all my videos. I hit 6,000 subscribers last night. Let's go ahead and get 7,000, then 10,000. Let's make it all the way to 50,000. Share the heck out of the channel, guys. Let's get it going. But until the next video, I'm Corey with Driveway Demons. Remember, have fun and be safe.